Welcome to day 2392 of What You Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. And today we're talking about confidence growth, of course, in the Let's Grow annual challenge. And we're using life is statements, life is blank affirmations or statements as a tool to help us to grow in our thinking, our mindset, and our level of confidence. How capable do we feel that we can handle whatever life dishes out and sends our way? And life is statements is a great way to do that. It reminds me of the Betsy Clark dolls, the love is blank drawings and cartoons and dolls and figurines. I don't know if I'm aging myself. I think I've actually got some around here in my office, but it's because my aunt collected them. She literally had all of them. I think she collected the entire thing. She probably still does. I'm not sure. I haven't been to her house in a long, long time, but I remember whenever we went to her house, it was so fun to look at her collection of those figurines. And what we tell ourselves life is they're overarching beliefs that we have. And if they're positive and they make our life better, great. If they're not, or if they're less than creating the life we want to examine them and look at them. So that was today's challenge, was to pick at least 3. And I shared life is awesome, life is what I make of it, and life is for me. A lot of times I'll use the affirmation, life is rigged in my favor, because guess what? I get very different results in my life by believing at my core, life is for me and rigged in my favor, versus people that think life is a chore, life is a challenge, life is a game even. If you love games, then that's a positive affirmation of life for you. If you hate games and you think it's like politics, if life was politics, I would not like it at all. So that would never be an affirmation that I would use. Other people, on the other hand, probably think that's their source of power and whatever else. So we did life is statements. And then for Supersize Your Business, I created a list at the beginning of the year, probably not the total beginning of the year, but into the year, because I was tired of doing, and shame on me for doing them for so long. I started doing an idiom a day, what it means, where it came from, and how you could use it to supersize and grow your business. Because I have a core belief that words and how we describe things and how we communicate has a huge impact, not only on our businesses, but on ourselves as well. And I originally, as I was moving out of my home with the old ex-husband, and into a new place and downsizing, I needed something while I was moving and packing everything up and disseminating. I got rid of 90% of what I owned. That was my goal. And I did that, of stuff, right? When we're raising a family, we collect a whole lot of stuff and we hang on to it. I don't know why we hang on to it, because our kids seldom, if ever, want it, but we think they might want it someday. And so we hang on to it. So I had to get rid of a whole lot of excess baggage, so to speak. And I started doing an idiom a day, and that worked and served me well, but I kept doing it because it was fun and something I was interested in. And it still is. I still think it's incredibly important that we pay attention to how we're communicating, how often we're communicating, the feedback, and different communication skills, which we will get to, I think, either next month or the month after as part of the annual challenge. But it got me thinking about, I came up with this list of topics and I've been going through them, and then whatever the next one was, that's what I would talk about. And again, I felt like there's this pull toward, and I think it's whenever I feel like there's a lot of craziness and chaos going on around me, I want to go back to the fundamentals. And people that I've been working with have been asking, and what we're finding as we audit their supersizing business strategies, we audit the strategies that they're using, we find out that 1 or 2 or even sometimes 10 of these fundamental building blocks for making sure that we're building on a solid foundation to grow and build and supersize our business are missing, or they serve the purpose at the time when the person either bought or started their business, but things have changed. The world is changing around us all the time. And if we're not looking at our fundamental systems and strategies and blocks, at least on some frequency, they can become actually traps that hold us in a certain way of behaving and thinking. And it's pretty hard to grow because we need a different set of thoughts and strategies to supersize our business than we need to start our business, right? And some of the foundational things are the same, but those foundational blocks need to grow and morph as our business changes as well. So I feel this call to speak to the fundamental things. So for the next 30 days or so, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick one thing a day that I think is critical to helping make sure you get the right framework to build your business upon. And again, you can do this anytime. You can look at these and say, okay, yes, I have this. Yes, I don't. This is a process or a strategy that we've looked at, but we're going to do it in 3 years or 2 years or next year or 5 years, or we're never going to do it because it doesn't feel right to us and the business that we're creating. So today we talked about an exercise, the 7 whys exercise. I share it at least once a month in my videos because we do it every month as part of the annual challenge because it's important. It's the best tool I've ever seen for actually understanding what drives us to do, be, have, or create something in the world and how we show up. It dictates how we show up. It's our bottom line core beliefs that we get at when we do the 7 why exercise. We ask ourselves a question and then we just say, well, why do I want that? Why do I want that to be true for me? And then we put down the first thing that pops into our head. Then we ask, well, why do we want that? Why do we want that? Down 7 or more layers deep. I think the most I've ever gone is 10, and then I usually start crying, and so I've stopped doing the exercise because that means that once I have an emotional reaction to the why I get to, that's telling me that that is the thing I need to work on right now because that is where my hang up lies. And sometimes it's only 3 whys in. Other times it's 7 or 8 or 10. 10 is the furthest I think I've gone on it. Again, because it triggers the emotional response. And that's when I know that that's the thing. That's the thing that's driving me. That's the thing that's impacting me and my beliefs and my behavior right now. And if I cry, it's usually probably because it's something negative that happened that I built on that is absolutely a lie for me now. And it's not true for me anymore. It might have been when I was 6, but it's not true for me anymore. So 7 whys exercise. I think it's one of the most powerful personal development tools we can use on ourselves. Now, if we ask why of something else or somebody else, we're just going to get frustrated. It's the worst question to ask somebody else because a lot of times they don't even know why they do things and why they've said things or done things or why they act the way they act or why they're building the business the way they're building it. And that's why it's such a powerful tool to apply to our business why as well. That's it. That's all I've got. Friday here I think it's Friday here in my neck of the woods. Yes, it is Friday. You know you're working too hard when you don't know what day of the week it is. If I can help you in any way, ask. Always ask. There's a Q&A on this video if you're watching me on Facebook. There's also, you can directly comment me on this video if you're watching me on Facebook. If you're catching me on any other platform, just Google search me and send me a direct message and I will be glad to help you in any way I can. I do share still that Voxer, Voxer, is my favorite mobile app because it's a walkie-talkie app and being visually challenged is the fastest, easiest way to get a hold of me. My handle on that is pajamagramma, Gramma, @gmail.com. Super easy to remember. For me anyway. All right. Have an awesome day. If I can help you, ask. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow.